This podcast contains paid advertisements, but more on that later. Welcome to the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, where I discuss how you can grow your business by the bootstraps. This applies to all entrepreneurs, from the person just starting up to the one that is already well established. My goal is to help you grow. I am your host, Isaiah O'Connor.
Okay, today's podcast is brought to you by awin.com. That's AWIN.com. And what is awin.com? It's a place to advertise your goods or services. And if you're a content creator and you want someone to provide you with an affiliate sponsorship deal, then you go there to find affiliate sponsors. How does it work? It works a little bit like a dating service. You have a product or service you want to sell, and you have a content creator who wants to make money by promoting your business, and it links the two of you together, and you have a deal set up. For example, you can have a sponsor that pays $5 per sign up, or 10% of every deal sold, or whatever you wish within, of course, the rules of the platform. And you go there, you sign up, and if you're a sponsor or someone who wants to publish an advertisement, it's a great place to go. It's where I get all my affiliate sponsorships right now. Great place, go check it out, awin.com. Now, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about Donald Trump's taxes. Yeah, it's in the news, and I'm shamelessly ripping from the headlines to get people's attention on Google searches, so okay, you got me. But let's look at it just a little bit. Donald Trump's tax returns are in the news because apparently Donald Trump only paid $750 in income tax over the past several years, or whenever it was they were looking at. He only paid $750 in income tax. And of course, it's a news story because it's Donald Trump, and quite honestly, there's nothing that Donald Trump says or does that's not a news story these days. It's almost too easy. However, am I going to go into the politics of this? No, I'm not. And we'll leave that out. I am going to make a point, though, that there is something to be said about having a very low income tax. And if you're a small business person, I got good news for you. You don't have to pay as much in taxes. Not only are you able to write off a lot of things for your business, but you can pay yourself not an income, but you can earn a capital gains tax. You can earn some income off of the business, of course, and that's what you get taxed on, income tax. Or you can be paid by stock, or different ways you can pay taxes or pay yourself from your company where you don't have to pay a lot of taxes. Now, there's a YouTube channel I do like and I do recommend called The Minority Mindset, and he talks about this in detail. Of Amazon, matter of fact, because people were complaining that Amazon was not paying any taxes. And he goes into the hows and whys and the legal ways to do it. And here's the important thing. When you're in business, especially when things are tight and things are tough, you really need to try to keep as much capital in your business as possible to keep it going, keep it through the hard times. Right now, I've blown through any excess capital I had, and I'm just barely making ends meet because, well, the 14-day lockdown turned into months, and now we're really struggling. But the thing is, fortunately, I didn't have a huge tax burden last year, partly because I took a total loss in sales. Even though the business grew, I lost my biggest client, and I took a hit, so I paid less in taxes. Now, I do suggest, if you can, to get yourself a good accountant. You see, I have probably the worst accountant on the planet. They are horrible. They don't know what they're doing very well. They take a long time to do the work. They messed up last 2-3 years of paperwork so badly they had to go back in and start over and reset the whole thing. I mean, it was a complete mess. I really want to fire them, but it's me. Yeah, I do my own taxes, I do my own accounting, and it's not easy. It's not fun. It's boring. It's hard. It's rough. But I managed to get through, and you have to go through and be very careful. Now I have a single sole proprietorship business, so I'm completely personally responsible for everything that goes on in it. I'm looking to go into an LLC, or I was planning to this year, but COVID hit and messed that all up at the moment. But the thing is, if you know accounting well and you can go into accounting and you can work it out, you can reduce your tax load, which means more profit for you, which means more money into the business, which means more capital for you to grow and take care of your family, take care of other people. Now, it's okay to pay taxes. I'm not completely crazy. I'm not a full libertarian that says all taxes are theft. Not saying that. I'm just saying that if you have a good accountant, if you learn accounting well enough that you can take the legal tax breaks you need to do that to make sure that you can stay profitable. I mean, it's really hard to stay profitable when you're bootstrapping to begin with. It's really hard when you're starting up. A lot of businesses lose money. A lot of businesses barely make ends meet. It's not always easy. And then if you have taxes on top of that, then it makes it even worse. So running your business and taking losses off your taxes and not paying yourself a salary, but maybe stock options instead, or these other little things that are completely legal to do, is something that you should do. And going back to Donald Trump, the biggest thing is those were income taxes they were looking at. Donald Trump does not pay a lot of income because he's not working in the business, so he's not making an income off the business per se. He makes a lot of money, I'm sure, off of stocks and bonds and trading and this and that and interest and capital gains, and he pays taxes on those. But if I remember correctly, capital gains tax is a lower tax rate than income tax. And I went and looked it up. Yeah, I edited out the blank space there, but I went and looked it up, and yes, indeed, if you're very wealthy, capital gains tax is lower than an income tax rate for the same amount would be. So in the US, it's about 20%. In Norway, where I live, it's about 22-23%, whereas your income tax rate at those levels in Norway is 30, 40, 50%, which is pretty high. Depending on how much you make. And in the States, again, if you're in the upper tax bracket, you're paying 30 to 50% again. So if your money is not coming from income, earned income, but from capital gains, you're paying little to no income tax, but you're paying tax on capital gains. You're paying tax on your investments, tax on your business. So you got when you own a business, you got to look at the way you pay yourself. You got to look at your taxes. I highly suggest a good accountant because, again, I personally can't afford an accountant, and I'm struggling by, and I'm sure I'm paying too much in taxes because I don't have a good accountant that can help me find all the legal ways to save money on it, which would really help me in my small business, especially since here in Norway, you can't make a monthly payment plan on your taxes. You get 2 payments, and that's it. And if it's bigger than you have, then you have to go to the bank and get a loan, which is what I've had to do. So that cost me a lot more money because, again, I don't know quite how to run the accounting. And everything I've read about millionaires and the Millionaire Mind of the Millionaire Next Door, they both mentioned that the money they pay the most out for is a good lawyer and a good accountant. Because, well, if they're wealthy, they're going to need a lawyer and they're going to need an accountant. So, yeah, and remember, not paying income tax is not a big deal because you will still be paying taxes somewhere. But if you look at your business structure, look at the way you can, look to see if you can pay yourself in stock options, pay yourself on interest on investments, pay yourself on other things other than just the raw profit from your company, then you can have a little to no income tax payment, but you will still pay plenty in taxes, but you'll be able to run your business better because the tax burden will be less. And remember, the less you pay in taxes, that means the more you can do for marketing. You can invest more in employees. You can invest more in different ways to make your company grow and profit. Again, I'm not against paying taxes. That's not the thing. I'm just saying that when you're in business, it's very wise to look at your taxes, look where the money is going, look to see if you've taken a loss, if you can write the losses off, if you've gone out and purchased items for your business, you can write those off. And that's the other thing is when you're in business, you can write off a lot of things in business. For example, here in Norway, if I'm traveling for business, I can write off any food I buy as part of my travel expenses. I can write off wear and tear and vehicle maintenance. If I bought a vehicle under the business, I would take the vehicle as a tax write-off. So you can really reduce your tax burden based on your expenses for running the business, which will help you in the long run grow your business. So being very aware of taxes, the tax code, again, don't cheat. That's not my point. Be happy you can pay taxes because if you have money, if you're making money, you're paying taxes. That means if you're paying taxes, you're making money. So that's a good thing. If you're not paying taxes, legally not paying taxes because you're not making money, then that's a bad thing. But to be very aware of your accounting, be very aware of your taxes, and know where your money is going. See what you can, legal loopholes to protect your money from paying too much in taxes so that you can reinvest that money back into your business to grow your business. Again, to provide for you, to provide for your employees, to provide for people. And that's the main point. Again, I have nothing wrong with people getting rich and wealthy. I don't think there's anything wrong with people doing it who work hard and save and fight and struggle to do so. I'm completely okay with that as long as people are not cheating people or stealing from people, etc. Yeah, that's fine. But if you're going to be growing and growing bigger and bigger and bigger and need to bring home money for your family and bring home food for your family and provide for other people by providing jobs for employees, the less you pay in taxes, the more people you can hire. The more people you can hire, the more people you can take care of. Again, it comes down to your mindset. What do you think? How do you think? Why are you doing this? Who are you doing this for? What's the most important thing to you? Again, in my opinion, if you want to help people and you want to grow and you're a giver and you want to take care of your family and take care of other families, then finding tax loopholes that let you take care of more families that way, then that's great. Do that. Anyway, you all have a good day. Oh, and do remember, I now have the secret Facebook group and the paywall where you get transcripts and other goodies over on buymeacoffee.com/bootstrap. It's $5 a month, and you get transcripts. Any blog posts I write, you get in advance there. You get to meet with me, you get free consultation with me, you get to be part of our secret Facebook group, and any other goodies you might like. Throw me a message. I'll see what I can do behind that paywall. Anyway, go out there, grow your business, provide for your family, provide for others, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Remember to get your free half-hour consultation by using our contact page and the links below. If you found value in this content, please give us a 5-star rating on whichever podcast platform you use. It is very helpful if you share this with your friends. If you'd like to directly support this podcast, I have a few donation links in the description, or you can check out the show sponsors. You have been listening to the O'Connor Bootstrap podcast, which is an Atheoz Business Solutions podcast. For our companion podcast, the Atheoz Business Podcast, which is hosted by Jason St. Clair. Our past episodes and related blogs, you can check out our website at www.atheoz.com, which is www.atheoz.com or atheoz.com. Remember, you can also check us out on the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast Facebook group, where you can interact with me and other people who are bootstrappers and entrepreneurs. The link is in the description. Come check us out. I would love to interact with you. And until next time, I'm your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor. See you later.